What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, the most recent chapter of Two Blue Vortex just came out, and honestly, I'm really digging Boruto vs Jura so far because this fight, more than any other fight in the series so far, carries so many different story implications within it, such as is Momoshiki going to awaken during this fight if Boruto loses control of himself? Will Jura be able to convince Boruto that he's a human? There's so many different things that can really happen in this fight, right? So, but the main thing that I feel like is being overlooked is the only way that Boruto can win this fight. Now, throughout this chapter, we've seen that Jura pretty much has Boruto's number during this fight. Jura has essentially been playing with Boruto this entire chapter, such as when he was holding the sword and threatening to break it, when Boruto's Ozuhiko didn't work against him, right? So Boruto is essentially in a rough spot. This is the worst spot that we've seen Boruto throughout the entire the entirety of Two Blue Vortex, right? This is the chapter where we've seen him at his most stressed and angriest, and also like when he's his most terrified. This is the most terrified that we've seen Boruto throughout Two Blue Vortex because he knows in the back of his mind that he could die and all of his friends could die. That is the timeline that he has put himself on now. Is he's essentially on a ticking time clock. Will he die or are all of his friends going to die? That's essentially where we're at now in the story. So the main thread, the only thing that Boruto can do is essentially hold Jura back at this point, right? I don't think he can win this fight at this point. There's because he used Rasengan Uzuhiko, his main attack that he's been bodying everyone with. That has been like his big finishing move. And Jura just says nah. He says nah and just absorbs it, or not even absorbs it. He just dispels it, and pretty much was just like, oh yeah, this is pretty much like my Biju bombs. So I'm just gonna get rid of this. Like Boruto is essentially cooked throughout this fight. Boruto throughout Two Blue Vortex, I feel like, has been the most powerful character in the entire series. But what I have loved so much during Two Blue Vortex is you've seen the Shinju, particularly Jura, evolve with each encounter, right? So pretty much when he first went to the Leaf for the first time and pretty much fought like Himawari and all of them, that was him evolving. So now Boruto has to contend with a Jura in a more evolved state who is starting to learn more things about chakra nature and all that. He's starting to learn more than he did before. He's essentially been growing up before our eyes. He's learning more, and the more he learns, the more dangerous he becomes. And the problem that Boruto is running into is Boruto does not view the Shinju as like human. He doesn't view them as that. He views them as trees. And that could potentially be Boruto's downfall in this fight because, like Kashin Koji said, Kashin Koji pretty much said Boruto has no shot of winning this fight, right? Kashin Koji pretty much said there's no chance of Boruto winning. And the reason why Boruto has no chance of winning is because he's not willing to change his viewpoint of how he sees the Shinju. He only sees them as trees that take people that he loves, because that's all he's seen them as throughout all these different realities and all throughout the story. He's only seen them as people, as creatures that take what he loves away from him. That's all he views them as. So unless Boruto can change his viewpoint and changes how he sees them and pretty much allows himself to realize, yes, the Shinju are essentially getting close to the same level as humans, Boruto has no shot of winning this fight because he pretty much can't view them as anything else. So if he can't view them as anything else, he's going to keep getting blindsided by them. He's going to keep getting blindsided by Jura, and essentially he'll never be able to win the fight because while Jura's evolving, he's staying stagnant in the fight. Boruto is using tactics that would work against a tree that has no human emotions, but Jura, who has evolved and developed reasoning, he is able to dispel Uzuhiko because he's learning. He is a creature that is learning and adapting and gaining knowledge. And that's what's dangerous about this fight, is because since Boruto doesn't view him as somebody that can gain knowledge and evolve, Boruto is not going to be able to beat him because, like I said, Boruto is not willing to change his viewpoint on the Shinju. He only sees them as creatures that take everything he loves from him. So that's essentially the struggle that Boruto has to face now throughout this entire fight, is can he change his viewpoint? And if he can't, how can he get out of this? That's what I'm liking about this fight so far. It's not just that it's a big bombastic fight or anything like that. No, it's a clash of ideals. It's a clash of someone who's evolving and someone who doesn't like see the person that's evolving and won't allow himself to see that. That's what I'm liking about this fight. It's way more complex and nuanced than I thought it was going to be. Now, how can I see the rest of this fight playing out if Boruto can't view Jura as anything other than a tree and a creature with no like human emotions or anything like that? Well, the only way I can see this ending at this point in the story is Boruto either retreating, or if that sword breaks, like it's been foreshadowed that has the potential to break. Sure, Boruto has it back in his possession now, but if Jura gets the sword back and breaks it, Momoshiki's coming out. And the reason why Momoshiki's coming out is because that sword is the last representation of Sasuke that Boruto has left. That is his tether to his master. If Boruto loses that sword, something inside of him is going to snap. So, like, every last bit of reasoning and rationale that's left inside Boruto is going to crumble away. And with that, that will be Momoshiki's opening. I've been talking for a long time about when is Momoshiki going to come back into the story? How is he going to be folded back in? Can he come back here? Can he come back in this arc? And I've been wondering since Two Blue Vortex started, where is Momoshiki? How is he going to come back? This is the perfect opportunity for Momoshiki to come back. This fight. This is it. This is where you bring him back. If you break that sword and you have it shatter and Boruto loses his last tether to Sasuke in the world, that's how you bring him back. That's how Momoshiki comes back. Boruto essentially crumbling, his mental state crumbling because of the sword being destroyed, the last remnant of his master. He loses that sword. That's when Momoshiki comes back out. And that's when Borushiki, I guess, versus Jura. Like that would be where Jura dies at that point. Jura won't make it out of that. Because right now Boruto isn't fighting at truly 100%. Right? Like it looks like he's fighting at 100%, but he's really not. He's holding himself back because if he depletes too much of his chakra, or if he comes into contact with a karma marking, he has the potential of Momoshiki awakening. Now, we don't really have to worry too much about the karma marking because Kawaki's still in the Leaf Village, so he doesn't have to worry about resonation or anything like that. But if Boruto goes too crazy and loses too much chakra, that is when Momoshiki has the potential to take over, right? Like when Boruto is at his weakest, that's when Momoshiki can come back. But if Boruto loses that sword, it's not going to matter if he doesn't have enough chakra. Boruto's mental state will crack. And as a result, Momoshiki is going to emerge. And that is when this whole arc is going to take a turn. And I, for one, am looking forward to see what happens next. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear more of your guys' thoughts. Do you guys think that Boruto versus Jura is as much of a philosophical battle as I do, where Boruto just isn't willing to see that Jura is evolving and is learning more and more? Or do you guys think that it's just going to essentially be like one big fight, or just one big fight where it just becomes more bombastic with each chapter? And do you guys think Momoshiki has the potential to awaken in this arc? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say about this chapter because I really loved it a lot. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.